With so many options, why choose Arizona State University?
For me, the only online option was ASU because of the quality. Their faculty was really involved with their students and care about your personal journey. The dedication to my personal development from my professors, that's been extremely valuable to me.
Earn your degree from the nation's most innovative university. Online. That's a degree better. Explore more than 300 undergraduate, graduate, and certificate programs at asuonline.asu.edu.
Lowe's knows to bring your vision to life, it's important to find the right color. That's why My Lowe's Rewards members get a free paint or exterior stain sample to test your look and find the perfect color to confidently refresh your space. Lowe's, we help, you save. Offer valid in-store only, 5/8 through 5/14. Limit 1 per customer while supplies last. Discount taken at time of purchase. See associate for details. Program subject to terms and conditions. Details at lowes.com/terms. Subject to change.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Attack the Baseline, a WNBA podcast where every episode we attack our baseline knowledge of the WNBA. We're your hosts, John and Kristen Barber, and today we talk about the Vegas Aces, the two-time champions that lost last season but look to return to the promised land after some major moves in the offseason. Excited to get into all of this and to talk about Asia's new shoe, but before we get into that, Kristen, how are you?
Hi, John. I'm good. Excited to talk about the Aces.
Yes, excited to talk about the
We're
Aces.
getting so close.
Recording this on A1 day.
Yeah, it is the 6th.
Yes, we're recording this on the 6th. You're listening to this on the 9th.
Yes. So Asia's shoe came out today. Her pink Aura Nike A1 shoe.
Aura. I like that word.
Oh, yeah. And it's like A''. URA, of course. Sold out within minutes.
3 minutes is what I was hearing.
Love that for
Awesome.
Asia. I did see, of course, I'm probably not going to remember who it was. It was 2 NBA players, like FaceTimed Asia a couple of days ago. They got early shoes, I guess. And they were like holding her shoes up.
Was it Bam?
No,
It wasn't Bam.
it wasn't Bam.
Good to know. Bam has had shoes for 3 months.
Oh, yeah. He got the first shoes.
The first shoes.
So that's very exciting for Asia. Tonight on May 6th, so sorry when you're listening to this, too late, but it's A1 night for the Aces at the game tonight versus the Mercury preseason game.
Looking forward to that one.
Attendees get an A1 t-shirt giveaway.
Oh, really?
People who are wearing A1s to the game.
Huh?
I know how.
There probably was like a live drop somewhere.
In store, yeah. They are given shoelery. So like a little chain that goes on your shoes.
Oh.
With like a 22, a Nike Swoop, a crown.
That's kind of
A
heat.
towel giveaway, A1 towel. And then random jerseys purchased will be autographed by Asia.
That's awesome.
So that's
like there
fun
are
night.
autographed jerseys, I guess, in the store. Or like Asia's going to do a signing. Or
I don't
Asia did
know.
a signing. I don't
Right,
know.
perhaps.
This is all in the past while you're listening to this. But congratulations for the really successful drop of the A1.
And then, if you recall, listener, when I had news for the Aces in our previous pod, my news was Malia Obama directed Asia Wilson's Nike sneaker ad.
Interesting. I knew that one of the Obama children were involved in the making of it. I thought they were in it.
I did not know that.
Yeah. Yep.
Wow.
This went all the way to the top. Like a really good launch for a shoe for a player that like deserves this level of attention on a new shoe. So congratulations to Asia. I know that from the discourse that I've heard, yeah, a lot of NBA players will be wearing this. A lot of W players will be wearing this. It will be pretty cool. And I'm curious to see whenever we get from like another colorway, like what it could look like.
Very much anticipated. So yes, I think it went well. The
Yeah.
drop.
So if you're new here to Attack the Baseline, welcome. We are very much enjoying our preseason discourse ahead of the 2025 WNBA season. If you got a pair of A1s or you want to talk to us about our shows thus far or look forward to the season with us, you can send us an email, attackthebaseline@gmail.com, or you could connect with us on Bluesky and Instagram at ATBPod. Okay. The Vegas Aces are the topic of discussion today in our season snapshot series. A couple of significant changes here in Las Vegas. We'll just get right into it. At the top of the departures list, Kelsey Plum, gone, traded to Los Angeles Sparks.
Traded potentially because she requested it.
Correct. We don't exactly know. We have some rumors.
Yeah, but it was lots of rumors.
Correct.
Everyone was saying Kelsey Plum's going to leave, go somewhere else. So she went to the Sparks. Go back and listen to that episode.
Yeah.
She is the biggest departure.
Yes. But still important to note the other three departures here are Alicia Clark, Tiffany Hayes, and Sydney Colson. The three players who, in my mind, are like they were like this perfect trio of bench players that came in, and because how we understood it when they won their 2 championships, these players were very involved. Well, I guess Tiffany Hayes retired, and then she came out of retirement to give it one more run, and now she's like the face of the Golden State Valkyries, which is crazy. Sydney Colson, who we've talked about in length, the funniest person in the WNBA, is now in Indiana. Like, that is crazy. And Alicia Clark returning to Seattle, where she won multiple championships in Seattle, but also won a championship with the Aces. Like, these are not just, they're older players in the WNBA.
Especially
age range.
Alicia Clark.
I think
Alicia Clark is the oldest player now.
Right now that Diana Taurasi's retired.
Yes.
Yep. It's
Good
like
for her.
the three of them and Sloot are like the oldest players in the W. And now they're off doing their own thing. And the Aces had to sort of reload and figure out where they're going to get their depth from because they were so constant and so effective.
Yeah.
So we look at the arrivals, and in free agency, well, actually, let's start with the trade. The major trade is for Jewell Loyd, who is, a top 10 player in the WNBA, brought in to fill the space, or brought in to replace Kelsey Plum and to be, another offensive stud in this lineup that is crazy. The starting lineup is crazy. And they also traded for Dana Evans, which I will talk about Dana Evans later. I have some question marks about Dana Evans. And then in free agency, they bring in Tiffany Mitchell and sign her. And they also have Cheyenne Parker-Tyus on a training camp contract. Currently not a signed contract. We'll talk about her in a bit as well. They drafted Aaliyah Nye at 13, kind of the first gasp moment in the draft. A player that, people didn't expect the Aces to pick with their highest pick there right after the first round. And they also drafted Harmony Turner, the player out of Harvard, who had a pretty decent tournament. And they officially signed Elizabeth Kitley, a player that they had previously stashed. I believe she's Australian, just an international player that is now currently with the team. So, where do we want to start? Where do you want to talk about first?
Well, let's do the starting lineup because that's pretty set.
I think this is...
And then we can talk about the kind of craziness everywhere else.
It's crazy.
So, starting off the lineup, we have reigning unrivaled finals MVP Chelsea Gray. the point guard.
Point guard.
Healthy this year.
Mm-hmm.
She was hurt last year.
Mm-hmm.
She's, on another level, I think.
Yep.
We have new guard Jewell Loyd. Small forward guard Jackie Young.
Mm-hmm.
And we have A'ja Wilson and Kia Stokes, the bigs.
Correct. So from the top, you said it, Chelsea Gray, healthy, playing some incredible basketball. Basketball that she was able in Unrivaled to manage very much on her own at times. Mm-hmm. Sort of blew me away. She was the player that I was most surprised watching in Unrivaled, I would say. And
like, is it crazy to say that Chelsea Gray developed so much in Unrivaled?
She didn't develop. She just returned, apparently.
Right, because we hadn't seen her many years ago.
Right.
But like the way she was able to just carry the team on her back.
Right.
For a lot of the season. It was just like so incredible.
I'm pretty sure we said, and I quote, in our first year doing this podcast, like, how good can Chelsea Gray really be for this team?
Yeah.
And she came back and we were like, oh, she's really good. And now she's like really healthy. And it's like, holy crap, dude.
I know. It's crazy, honestly, because last year when we started podcasting and Chelsea Gray was hurt to start the season, everyone was like, it's going to be so different when Chelsea Gray's back. She's the point guard. We're like, what? Like,
and they were right.
Are you like, how good could she possibly be?
You joking?
You don't understand.
No.
You have to watch Chelsea Gray.
You got to watch. Chelsea Gray is must-see hoops. She's incredible. Jewell Loyd in here, not really replacing Kelsey Plum as much as I say that. Replacing her in the starting lineup, but a different player to me. Mm-hmm. She's different. She's 3-level scorer. She's not, she can shoot a lot of threes. She doesn't necessarily hit them at the same clip that Kelsey hit them at. But they're going to use her in that way, or they're going to let her kind of do her thing at certain times. I mean, there's a lot of question marks about whether or not this move is an upgrade, or it certainly wouldn't be a downgrade. But like, there's question marks about if the team is going to play so different. And we should say, in the one preseason game that we've watched so far, before the A1 game tonight, they scored 112 points in 40 minutes.
Oh, I didn't even see that.
Yeah, they scored a ton of points.
Dang.
So Jewell Loyd is going to be right at home here in Vegas. I don't think there's necessarily a worry. I'm just curious to see like how different the team looks with her now and how quickly she can integrate. Jackie Young spent most of Unrivaled hurt. So there are some question marks for me entering the season for her. But when she is healthy, she is also crazy good and crazy effective, and a player that they rely on in high leverage situations. She's not just any, third offensive player. She's, she can be the best offensive player in the game on a team that has Jewell Loyd and A'ja Wilson. Mm-hmm. And then A'ja, we haven't seen her play in a while, but like,
I mean, literally the 3-time MVP, reigning MVP.
Right. I think she's ready to play. I think she's ready to hoop.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the center position, because that's where we get into our first question mark. Megan Gustafson hurts her leg with the team.
I think it may be confirmed her ankle.
Okay.
When it says
it's
leg,
a lower leg.
You never know. Not knee.
No.
Ankle.
Yeah, it wasn't an ACL.
Yeah.
Which, she didn't add to the list of ACL injuries, but she's out for the season.
No. She says she hopes to come back
in
the middle of the season.
Good. This is news to me. I thought she was done.
No. I mean, she might be.
Well, maybe she had an indefinite timetable, and that to me is always like, well, she's cooked.
Well, yeah, I mean, she might end up not coming back, but at least right now everyone's saying they hope she comes back relatively soon.
So Megan is currently on the books with the team either way for $96,000, $97,000, just about. We talked about this with Katie Lou the other day with the Storm. Like, this is a player that, takes up a pretty significant portion of your cap that will not be with the team right now. So you're going to have to rely elsewhere. A lot of people I've seen on the internet talk about Kia Stokes like she needs to be off of this team. But I've seen people say this, and I'm going to say it again. Like, newsflash to the people that think they're going to cut her, there's 0% chance that they cut her.
No.
She's reliable for them. And for the people that say she needs to do more on offense, when the other 4 players in your offense are Chelsea Gray, Jewell Loyd, Jackie Young, A'ja Wilson, she should not be expected to do anything other than stand in the corner and shoot a 3 when you're open. That's it.
It's like defend the rim.
Right.
Please, that's your job.
Well, yeah, no, she needs to provide defense.
Yeah.
She doesn't need to do anything on the offensive board.
No, literally, no.
She could average 1 point, and it's probably what she does.
Set screens. That's literally all you need to do.
Bingo. So, like, all this discourse, she's fine for the role that they need her
I think it's
to
fine.
play. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of a bummer that Meg's hurt right now, and Kia is a passable center in my eyes.
And like something I'll say is you're looking through these contracts, like a lot of players, you're like, really? They're making this much money and they're not even in the starting lineup. Mm-hmm. Like Kia Stokes is making a very reasonable amount of money to be starting.
Sure. Right.
Like she's making the least of the starters.
Right.
It's like a good contract.
Mm-hmm. And it's unprotected. So they could cut her if they wanted to. If they felt so good about somebody else. Mm-hmm. I just don't believe that they do. Yeah. Because if you look at their other options, Cheyenne Parker-Tyus, a player that they brought in for a training camp contract, is currently pregnant. Mm-hmm. So there was a news story about how the Aces are doing right by Cheyenne Parker-Tyus and giving her the opportunity to come back after she has her child sometime at the end of the season. But with the current state of affairs, with Megan Gustafson getting hurt, it becomes a question mark in my eyes. So I just want to look at the rest of the team and then go back to Cheyenne. So we have Dana Evans making the team as a backup guard, despite her not being with the team currently.
Oh.
I don't know where she is.
We don't know where
she's
Dana
not playing
Evans
tonight.
is.
She's not playing tonight.
Okay, I'm going to look at her Instagram.
She's not, she didn't play in the first game, but they make a trade for her and she's on the books as a guaranteed protected contract at $89,000. That's significant. Then we also have Tiffany Mitchell, who I believe, and I feel pretty good about Tiffany Mitchell's role as a backup player for this team. We have Aaliyah Nye making the team, a player that I feel pretty good about now with judging based on that one preseason game. She is a very capable shooter, which is exactly the reason that they brought her in. I believe she set the record for the most threes at her program in college. So she's capable, and that's exactly what they're going to use her for. Maybe they're going to put her in the Kelsey Plum kind of role. And then you get into the question marks. Like Kristen Bell has been with this team for 4 years and is on a protected rookie scale contract for $84,000. And Kristen Bell does not get a lot of playing time for this team. I don't necessarily think that they believe in her a ton. I think they give her some run, but she hasn't really jumped off the screen to me. And she certainly didn't really in the preseason game. So a lot of people on the internet as well say, well, they need to move on from Kristen Bell. But the problem is they're unable to do that without paying her protected contract. Like they can either waive her and have somebody else pick her up, like we saw with Katie Lou, and they pick up part of the tab, or somebody picks up the whole tab, which I don't expect to be the case. But with the way that the Aces signed their players, they are exactly on the salary cap to the penny. Mm-hmm. It's a very unorthodox thing. There's no other team like it. So when you have question marks like Dana Evans and Kristen Bell, players who you don't know if they're going to contribute, but they're on guaranteed contracts, they literally have to do something.
I will say, Dana Evans, I don't know where she currently is, but her Instagram bio says Las Vegas Aces.
She's certainly there. And I say, like, we don't know where she is. I just mean that in the sense of, like, she's not playing basketball for them currently. It just doesn't seem like that.
She hasn't been at practice.
Well, it's hard to tell. It's hard to tell exactly what the practice situation is. Mm-hmm. But, like, the fact that she wasn't in the preseason game was a little weird to me. The fact that she's not playing tonight as we record this is a little weird to me. And like now we go back to the Cheyenne question where like Cheyenne Parker-Tyus, if she signs a contract with the Aces, will be for $78,831. It's a little bit more than some of the rookie scale training camp contracts because she has the experience, but we know she's not going to be able to play for multiple months. So it would look very bad if the Aces say they're going to do right by her and then actually don't sign her and sign somebody else.
Yeah, after everything the Aces have gone through with their players that are pregnant.
Right. You can't make the same mistake again, Aces. And that leaves us with the one spot that's open that I currently have penciled in Elizabeth Kitley because she is a very tall player. She wasn't particularly good in the preseason game. So I wonder if they want to add somebody that can help them rebound the ball, a player that did that fairly well in the one game that we have was Crystal Bradford, a player who was very active in Athletes Unlimited, was one of the top point getters in that format. She had 8 boards and in a limited amount of run. Maybe they, even though she's not 6'6", whatever Elizabeth Kitley is, maybe they sign Crystal Bradford to the contract that they would sign Elizabeth Kitley to, or a little bit less. So there's just these weird, and then like, I don't feel confident about any of their depth, really. Aside from Tiffany Mitchell and Aaliyah Nye, a rookie, it's like the starters and the two of them.
Yeah, it's a little rough.
Like, I feel like I'm being really harsh on the Aces. But it just feels like that's how it has to be.
No, you're being real.
I'm trying to be real. I'm just trying to be John. So, strengths and weaknesses. I know I just talked a lot about their roster construction.
Yeah.
I think it's so fascinating how they're currently salaried up. And this is a real problem with, roster spots and the salary cap and blah, 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 blah. But like, what jumps out at you?
I mean, the starting 5 is just incredible.
Correct.
Amazing starting 5.
Right.
Congratulations on that. We'll see how Jewell Loyd fits in. Jewell Loyd had an amazing year 2 years ago. Not so amazing last year. We'll see if she rebounds.
Right.
Could be a weakness, could be a strength. I imagine it'll be a strength.
Yeah.
She seems like, she gets along well with these players already. So, very strong in that sense. Like, this starting 5 could beat the best of them. But yeah, like, now really their only tall players are Asia and Kia.
Yep.
Who, like, need a break at some point. And yeah, the depth is really, like, struggling.
Right. Like, imagine the Aces going up against a Storm.
Yeah, that's rough.
Like, in a moment that Asia needs to take a break, like, the Storm could dominate them. Just based on size. Not based necessarily on scoring, but...
So, like, maybe it turns into a situation where, although Kia starts, she may, like, rotate out, and then Asia and Kia are not playing at the same time. Which, like, makes you smaller even.
Right.
But you need someone there who can, like, do something when Asia's not in.
Right. It's really something. It's really something. So, pretty obvious strengths and weakness of this team. I feel like so often our weakness is depth. It's so interesting to me how few teams seem to have, like, legitimate depth. But when you have, like, these superstar players on these really expensive contracts on a very small cap, this is where you get to the point.
Yeah, that's what happens. And, like, I mean, more specifically, like, 3-point shooting, they're good. Huge strength, 3-point shooting.
Yep. Yeah.
Asia can do, like, literally anything you want.
Anything.
Like, they are good. It's just, will the backups be able to step up?
Yep.
And you don't want to push these players so far where they're getting hurt at the end of the season into the postseason. You're trying to win a championship again. You have to make sure that they're healthy come postseason. Where does that leave you in the beginning of the year?
Right.
And you can't fall too far behind. Like last year, kind of what happened was they just fell at the beginning of the season and they could never catch up back to the Liberty.
Right. Yeah. Well, there's 13 teams in the W. The Aces are one of them. Where do you have them put? I am like literally in my mind flipping between two spots. Bang, bang, bing, bong.
Well, yeah, but after this, like I do kind of want to move it, but I won't.
I'm locking in.
Okay.
You want to do it on 3?
Sure.
All right. 3, 2, 1. Second.
4. Second? Oh, whoa.
I do. I feel like I'm doubting them, but I think that they're just going to destroy. They could just destroy teams in 3 quarters, like, and then take their foot off the gas and figure it out that way. Like, yes, they need to figure out where their depth is now, but I think all 4 of these incredible all-star talented starters plus Kia Stokes are going to just go crazy on some teams. I think that was evident in the first, you can't take a lot from a preseason game, but scoring 112 points is a damn sure a lot of points. So I just feel like I can't doubt them with Chelsea Gray being fully healthy.
I know.
So
you cannot.
They literally would have won so many more games with her being there last season, and she was out for a long time. So I'm choosing.
You're so right.
I'm choosing to believe just based on raw talent.
I want to believe, but I have them at 4. I do have the Fever ahead of them. We've already discussed that.
Yes, that's interesting to me.
I mean, last year the Fever won against them at least one time.
Yeah.
And the Fever are a lot better. And I don't think the Aces are a lot better than last year. And I think the Fever are.
Sure.
So here we are.
It's going to be interesting to see. Can Vegas get back to where they want to be and win another championship?
We'll see.
Let us know. Send us an email, attackthebaseline@gmail.com, or send us a message on Bluesky or Instagram at ATBPod. Kristen, any last thoughts on the Vegas Aces?
No.
No.
Not. I'm hoping we can go to an Aces game someday.
I would love to.
John's grandma lives in Las Vegas.
Correct. So if we get out there in the fall, maybe they'll be at home and we can check them out. So we'll see. We've got 3 more teams to talk about. So we're going to continue with the Connecticut Sun soon enough. But Kristen, I'm staring at the baseline. What are we going to do?
Attack it.
Attack the baseline. Thank you so much for listening. And we'll be back very soon with more team compositions.